Sorry, y'all. Technical camera difficulties. I'm figuring it out, though. Let's see. Sorry, y'all. Technical camera. All right. I think I'm there. I hope I'm there. There we go. What's up, everybody? I know, graceful entry. Hey, de Havilland. My bad, y'all. My bad. How we doing tonight? Oh my goodness. Rocky start, but it's all good. How we doing, guys? Oh, I hope you are doing well. I hope you guys were having a wonderful weekend. And I hope y'all are ready to talk about General Hospital as much as I am. Yeah, sorry, I'm a bit flustered, and as you can see, none of my setup was properly set up. So, but I think I'm good now. Honestly, I was just watching the Coachella live stream. Willow just finished performing, so that was pretty wicked. I didn't get to see the whole thing though, just because I was trying to set this up as well as, you know, write my notes and all that good stuff. It's been that kind of a weekend. Hey Jacarius. Hey Sandy. Hey Albert. Oh, I am not on Twitter. I am on IG. My personal one is DCV_Dion. So DCV_Dion. But for GHMV, it's just GHMV. Because I'm that creative. I've been good, Jacarius. It's been a crazy weekend. I went to back-to-back concerts. And they were both great. The first concert was like a disco sort of vibe, and then last night's concert was all hip-hop artists, so it was really cool. Supporting the locals, as I always do. Alright. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to General Hospital MV, my GH After Show. Man, what a wild week it was on GH. Pretty much the majority of it was centered around the Ice Princess and Haunted Star storyline. So that's the bulk of what we'll get into. Well, there were some things here and there that happened as well. We'll try to cover all of it to an extent, you know. I don't want this to be too much of a live or a long live stream. Just because, you know, it's... A, I'm a little bit flustered, and B, I kind of want to watch more of Coachella, like the stuff that I missed, to be honest. But I got a lot to say, so I'm going to say it all. Alright? Yeah, this week was really good, Sandy. It really was. Oh, Jacarius, I love me some shirtless Spencer Natal. Spencer been working out, man. I just, you know... I remember, like, seeing when he bulked up, like, just through his shirt, and I was like, damn, when did this happen? Clearly he is, he's working out a lot, and it's paying off. And he looks so much like Tyler Christopher, you guys. I can't get over it. I only watch it for Sprina. Valid, honestly. I'm sure we will see shirtless Spencer more. Probably after the storyline is all said and done. I don't think Trina will be able to resist herself. Alright, but let's get into it, y'all. So, the Ice Princess story was kicked into high gear this week as Victor becomes unhinged and goes on his plans full throttle. Not only did he kidnap Liesl straight from the nurse's ball, but he got one of his henchmen to knock Esme out and steal Ace. And then he lures Spencer to the Haunted Star, takes him hostage, and sets sails to waters unknown. But here's the real kicker. Trina followed Spencer into the Haunted Star, and she is now a stowaway, as you guys know. And it takes the town of Port Charles a minute to figure out exactly what happened, but eventually they put 2 and 2 together. Victor's left town. They figure that out. They figure out that he's taken Spencer and Ace with him. And when they realize that Trina was also MIA, they assume that she got caught up in the situation as well, which they assumed correctly. One of the repercussions from the situation as a whole is that with Liesl being gone, or being one of the hostages, Willow is left without a donor. And as you guys know, she was supposed to have the procedure the day after the nurse's ball, but that can't happen anymore. And both Michael and Willow, they tried to put up a front with each other, but we see on screen just how terrified they both are. Kudos to Caitlin and Chad, by the way. They were giving great performances throughout the week. Y'all know I don't like Milo, or and you know I don't like the storyline either, but I have to give credit where credit is due. The scene of Willow falling on the floor and screaming while covering her mouth so Michael wouldn't hear her was very well played, and Michael getting emotional as well when Sonny calls him. Great performance by Chad. Like, you could just feel like it just felt so very realistic, like him being too choked to say anything, and he just saying like, I hear you, you know what I mean? Oh, man. Hey, Angel. Why did Trina take the satellite phone with her? Oh, I want to talk about that too. We'll get into that because, man, in my notes, I ranted, y'all. I was so mad about that. But we're going to do this in order, all right? All right, folks? Okay, I seen the notification, Albert. As soon as the live is done. Hey, Kaiwan. This was your idea, huh? Always say, let's kill Willow. Listen, honestly, like, we know that they ain't gonna kill Willow. That's what makes the storyline so annoying, you know. But I still gotta give credit to Caitlin and Chad. I think they did a great job this week. But yeah. Anyway, suffice to say, Liesl being away potentially gives Willow a fastly approaching expiration date. You know, even though we know better. But she wants to marry Michael right away. In other words, tomorrow. So Brooklyn, Sasha, who, by the way, seems to be carrying a gigantic handbag in front of her stomach everywhere all of a sudden, and suddenly a brunette Maxie as well, are all on board to make the wedding happen. Maxie thinks it would be a great idea for Brooklyn to write a song that Chase can sing at the wedding, and of course Brooklyn is reluctant because she believes Chase wants nothing to do with her, even though he saw her step up and break the NDA to get Link into trouble. So I don't know why she's thinking that, but whatever. It also happens to be the same day that Chase will be facing the board and possibly getting his job at the PCPD back. Maxie sees that Brooklyn wants to be there for him, and she told Brooklyn that she has everything under control and to just go there. And Brooke shows up to the meeting, which I'm assuming we'll see tomorrow. Do you guys want Chase to be back in the PCPD again? Like, it's not exactly an honor. But also, I don't want to see Chase singing anymore either. I'm over it. I was never into it, really. Sandy, you said you're on your way to PC to give Willow your bone marrow. I can't take any more tears. Oh, no. I mean, you would be a hero, though. You know, whatever gets the storyline going. Whatever finishes it off. Angel, you said, I hope Chase gets his job back. We need cops. Yeah, but, you know, do we need the PCPD specifically? They're a mess. They are a mess. Who cares about Chase anymore? Fair enough. Even though Jordan and Dante said... Exactly. But Chase wasn't much better. You know what I mean? All of them are rookies. Man. But anyway, back to the boat, y'all. Let's go back to the Haunted Star, because it's more interesting there, isn't it? I gotta say, I always love Liesel. And this week was no different. She was giving Victor a hard time the whole time, and I was here for it. Reminding him of all his past failures and telling him that this will be no different. And Victor was not loving it, you know? He was like trying to put a sock in her. Man. Honestly, they should just make the WSB like a great thing again and just not talk about the PCPD ever again. Kaiwan. Lordy, lordy. Tired of Victor Jacarius? Alright. But anyway, Liesel knows how to make Victor squirm, and she knows how to keep his attention. She actually spotted Trina in the hallway, and before Victor could turn around to see what caught Liesel's eye, she distracted him enough to kind of take his focus back onto her. So, thank God for Liesel. She's probably the smartest one in the boat, honestly. Angel said, I would care more about Willow if she died. Better storyline. True, but like, they're not going to make Nina lose another kid. You know what I mean? We'd never hear the end of it. We'd never hear the end of it, you guys. Alright. Moving on, though. Basically, while Trina's kind of lurking around, Spencer, who is bolt locked into a room, gets a visit from Trina. And boy, is he glad and equally upset to see her. Oh, man. He does not want her to be the heroine. He wants her to be terrified. But Trina ain't like that. Trina's staying strong. She's, you know, saying that this is their best chance to get off of this boat. Her not being seen and figuring out a way to contact someone. So she will continue to lurk in the shadows and find a way to get help. And she does so the next day. But first, a distraction is needed. And it's up to Spencer to make a distraction. So the next morning when Victor brings him out for breakfast, he bides his time to create the perfect distraction. But before we talk about how he does that, let's talk about what Victor's plan actually is, because we now know what his goal is. So long story short, 40 years ago, him and Mikos devised a plan B should the first one not come into fruition. They just didn't realize at the time that their plan would fail so brilliantly that one of them would die and the other would end up in prison for decades. So, you know, it took them a minute to get here, but here we are. Plan B, essentially, is to release a pathogen that would knock off or knock out half the planet's population so that the Earth can have some hope in, you know, in its failing environment to be saved. So basically, you know, Victor just wants to save the world by killing everybody with the Ice Princess somehow. Honestly. Oh, man. Hey, Nathan. Crystal, you said Trina is a badass. Yeah, it's so interesting that she seems to be the more heroic out of the two. Quite the opposite of Luke and Laura, where Laura was not necessarily, you know, like a damsel in distress, but I don't think they showed her as, like, you know, as strong as they're showing Trina. I think the difference with Laura is that Laura back then was always having to try to prove herself to Luke, because Luke was just trying to be, you know, her hero, and she was his angel. But, you know, Laura was just trying to impress Luke. I don't think Trina's trying to impress anyone. Trina's just trying to get them out of there. You know what I mean? Saw a ridiculous Spoiler rumor that Silas will be Willow's donor. Isn't he dead though? Oy. But anyway, this man had true believers in saving the planet, following him into a death pit essentially. He basically kidnapped Liesel so that she can help him create a vaccine that will render them unaffected by the pathogen. And with that, Spencer had the perfect chance to create a commotion that will get everyone away from the room that Trina needed to get into, which is the control room that is filled with radios and telephones that work. Spencer grabs a knife and holds Liesel at knife point, threatening to kill her. No Obrecht, no doctor. And all of Victor's henchmen come running. Obviously, Spencer doesn't go through with it, but Victor punishes him by sending him back to his room and telling him that he will starve him, basically. Meanwhile, Trina manages to call her mom, but we'll get into that in a minute. Let's backtrack a little bit and talk about the 80s gang, as I've been calling them. The 80s gang had a rough start to the week. I mean, Anna was shot and was touch and go during her surgery, but she did come through. I'm not going to lie, y'all, because you guys know I don't like Vanna. That's her squish name, right? Vanna. I can't take Valentine's cry face. There, I said it. Man, he's got an ugly cry face, y'all. I was laughing the entire time that Valentine was like crying to Anna. I could not take any of it seriously. It was that bad for me. Spencer is just too impulsive. Alright. But yeah, so on top of that, Laura had to comfort Esme while trying to figure out who kidnapped Ace, which thankfully the footage from her apartment showed Victor's henchmen. You would just think that the mayor would have more security. You know what I mean? Like, she's the mayor of Port Charles. How can someone just go into her apartment and grab a baby? You know what I mean? Angel, you said I wouldn't have put myself on that boat if I was Trina. I would just have told Jordan. Fair. But we don't know. I mean, to be fair, we don't know when exactly Trina showed up. She probably, like, followed him not knowing what she was going to walk into. Like, he was summoned, but, like, she couldn't have known that the boat was going to take off. You know what I mean? We need Taggart. Yeah, Taggart is very missing from the storyline. Like, this is the man that raised Trina, and he's where? Nowhere. Nowhere. They could at least, like, mention that he's, you know, pulling all of his resources and trying to find her right now. Like, they don't even mention him. So I get so annoyed at, you know, at the situation with Taggart. He does seem to be working on GH right now, but, like, obviously they shoot a month and a half in advance or something like that. So I don't know when he's going to reappear in the storyline, but he's sorely missed right now. But yeah, anyway, everyone that's been involved with trying to take Victor down this whole time is in a little bit of trouble with Jordan since they hid everything from her. But now that she's up to speed, she wants to help them take him down, essentially. Though it's a little out of your jurisdiction, Jordan. Apparently, Felicia, she has someone that could help, though. Her and Laura were talking about Laura's history with the Ice Princess and the Haunted Star, and discussing Cassadine hideouts over the years. Venezuela came to mind, which I believe was the general area of where the original Ice Princess storyline took place. And Felicia insists she knows someone that can help. Do we dare think it's Frisco? Because beyond Frisco, I don't know who she could mean. Unless Holly happens to be in Venezuela. They're trying to like weave him out because they want Curtis to be the father. But like the reality is, like, Taggart is still the man that raised her, and it doesn't matter like if Curtis ends up being his father, just because it's like, you know, they both love her, and Taggart is important. You know, he's an important character. He's been on for many years. He should be just as involved in the story as everyone else. even if it's off screen, because obviously I know with Real Andrews it's a bit of a complicated situation, but still. Sandy said Taggart is never around when Trina needs him. Exactly, it's so annoying, and there's no reason for it. He wasn't even at the trial most of the time when she was going through hell. Laura living on La La Land, thinking Victor won't kidnap anyone. Mm-hmm. Victor in prison, dead. That's a great idea. Was Felicia talking about Holly? I don't know. I'm. It's possible. We know. Okay. Spoiler alert. Like Emma Samms is on her way back. Like she's either appearing this week or next week. So she's involved. But we know that right now she's trying to rescue Ethan. So how they're gonna usher her back on screen, I don't know. Oh, you think it's Frisco too, Kaiwan? I hope it's Frisco. I wouldn't be shocked if Taggart gets contacted off screen. Yeah, me neither. But I think like it's the fact that we haven't got like a mention of where Taggart is in all this. If Real's not available, or Rail, or whatever, however you pronounce his name, then mention the damn character. You know? Alright, Angel, you said Taggart's been Trina's father all her life. He should know and be there trying to save her. He is a cop. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what exactly Taggart's position, if he is still a cop. Because he doesn't seem to work at the PCPD, and I don't know if he technically lives in town. I'm a little bit confused as to, like, his whereabouts and what he's up to. Just in general. Probably gonna be back tomorrow. Oh, do you mean Holly? Maybe. Soon, very soon. Ruth, you said Victor is cuckoo for Coco is crazy as hell as Heather. I have all their crazy. All my children one life to live. Sandy, you said Tracy will be back Tuesday. Oh yeah, I know that Jane Elliott was coming back too. Yeah, they're both on their way back, and I'm stoked for both of them coming back. I freaking adore Jane Elliott. She's one of my favorite actors of all time, and I'm like talking about like all actors from like different genres too. Like she's just brilliant. And then Emma Samms, I adore Emma Samms, and you know I'm glad that they've brought her back again, and that she's just, you know, she's fighting through her long COVID the best she can, and just working with it. And I really enjoyed her last return, so I'm hoping it's just as good as the last one. And I hope we get to see Ethan too. They haven't really mentioned it, but like you would think that he'd have to make some kind of appearance with this story kind of being involved. You know, he's being held by Victor somewhere. We know this. Laura Spencer Baldwin. She was and still is a badass. Oh, Taggart. Okay. Angel, you said I want Helena to be alive. I mean, they could have put her on ice again. We don't know. She could have, like, that's what happened the last time she was killed by Luke, right? They put her on ice and she came back alive. But I don't know. The reality is Constance Towers, she's up there in age, and she's probably essentially retired, so I don't see her making more than an appearance here and there, and the best way to do that is to just have her place these videos, which is very Helena. Like, it is very in character for Helena to leave a slew of videos on the off chance that she's dead, and for each weird occasion that could potentially come up. That is so Helena. Roswell is cancelled, so he can come back. Well, I mean, he's made an appearance while being on that show anyway. So, essentially, he would just, even if he appears for 1 or 2 episodes, I don't anticipate him returning full throttle to the show. But he needs to be back for the story just to give it some closure. Maybe Helena had a sister. I don't know. I don't think I want to see, like, you know, Helena having a sister. All right, where was I though? All right, back to the phone call that Trina made. So Trina got a hold of her mom, Portia, and Portia ran to Jordan, Curtis, and Laura. She told them that they are on the Haunted Star, that Victor isn't aware she's on the boat, and with Laura's help manages to give Laura coordinates that may help the gang track Trina and Spencer and Ace and Liesel down. Laura gives her the best advice she can and tells her to leave the phone in the room so no one suspects anything. Literally getting advice from the legendary heroine who has been in this situation before, right? She's been here. She knows what to do and what not to do. And what does Trina do? She leaves the phone, but grabs a walkie-talkie and runs with it. And of course, the henchmen notice it upon their return. Ooh, that made me so mad, you guys. I'm like, Trina, what is you doing? What are you doing? You just, now everyone's going to be looking for a stowaway. They don't know who or what, but they know that someone's on the damn boat with them. Miss Towers is 89. Okay. Hi. But yeah, that Trina grabbing the walkie-talkie had me feeling some type of way because Trina had played it smart this whole time. You know, she knew exactly what she needed to do. She did what she had to do. And then she gets advice from Laura and then does the opposite. I don't understand. Like, I get, maybe she was like, well, if I have this walkie-talkie, I'll know where they are the whole time. But like, that's smart from Laura. She knows what it feels like. Exactly. She's been on this boat as a stowaway before. And she owned the boat at one point. And she's been dealing with the Cassadines forever. That's what you said, Angel. Why she take the phone? Yeah, for God's sakes. Yeah, it wasn't the phone. She grabbed a walkie-talkie. She put the phone back where it was, but she grabbed a walkie-talkie. And that's what they noticed was missing. Made me so mad. So mad, you guys. My gosh. Trina's a newbie at this. Yeah, that's true, Ruth. You're not wrong. She is new, but she literally was just told by Laura what not to do, and she did the opposite. And she's got to know a bit of Laura's history with the Cassadines. At the very least, she knows the legend of Luke and Laura and all the things that they achieved back in the 80s. Okay. Too much technology. Aye. All right. Now, with what little things that didn't have to do with the Ice Princess story this week that happened, it can be summarized pretty quickly, and absolutely none of it was interesting. Okay, number one, Sunny announced to Dex and Joss that he knew that they were together the whole time, making their sneaking around absolutely pointless, which was hilarious because they looked like the dumbasses that they are. Number two, Cody is in jail, and Sam's trying to help him. But he doesn't want to give her all the information and answers up front due to his connection to Selena Wu. And, I guess the reality of the situation is with Gladys framing Cody and putting him in jail, she's taken away one of her workers that is making her money. Because Cody's swindling all those people in the back of the casino for her. So, she's going to have hell to pay one way or the other, Gladys. So she can listen. Yeah, I get it, Crystal. Yeah, I totally get her reasoning. She wants to hear where they are at all times and know where to kind of sneak around, but that's too risky. It's too risky. Cody needs to tell the truth. Yeah. Like, you know, that's the only way that Sam's going to be able to help. And it's not like Sam hasn't been in the mob world before. I don't know how much Cody knows about Sam's life. Like, I don't know if he knows about her relationship with Jason in the past, how tied into the mob she actually was for many years. But they need to start getting to know each other so that she can, you know, finally be useful in a story. Angel said, even I would have left everything where it was. The point is to be unnoticed. Exactly. Like, I get the logic of that. She probably wants to hear where they are, but that is too risky. She lasted the whole night without getting noticed, without a walkie-talkie so far. So, you know. But number 3, Gregory might actually tell Alexis what's going on with him. Maybe. How did Spencer have a second pair of clothes? Did Victor pack his clothes, clean underwear, etc.? Probably. I imagine that he did. Like, he obviously planned to lure him there, and he wasn't going to leave him without clothes. Because he probably assumed that, you know, Spencer would just go with it. Ruthie said, I'm not sitting right. I'm just saying she's cute. Trina and Spencer or the new Wings and the new Luke and Laura. We had the discussion. I think that there will never really be another Luke and Laura. But in terms of like what GH is today, you know, they are the most popular couple right now. It's a given, you know? And GH is rolling with it. So I'm glad that they're kind of like seeing what's going on and they're running with it and seeing where it takes them. I think at the end of the day, that's exactly what Gloria Monty did with Luke and Laura. I don't think she necessarily intended on putting them together given the origins of their story. But when she's seen how the crowd was reacting, she rolled with it. And that's what, you know, made GH more exciting to watch. Gregory needs to tell Finn what's going on with him. Yeah, he needs to tell somebody. So that we can see what's going on with him too. We know he's sick. We don't know what's going on beyond that though. Huh. Also, I was a bit weirded out. So, Gregory, Chase, and Finn, they were working out in what's usually the yoga room, right? But I'm like, do we not? We have a gym set, right? GH has a gym set. What? Why are they suddenly working out in the yoga room? Did they? I bet you anything that they've recreated the set for whatever is next in the storyline. If we see the gym disguised as something else, I'm going to laugh so hard. And I'll be like, well, that explains it. They can be a Bo and Hope. I do recognize that coupling name. I know that they were very popular on, I think, Days, right? That couple name does sound familiar to me. I think that's a gym that's in the mall. That's more of a boxing gym, completely different. No, but there's an upstairs where there's weights and stuff too, though. Because we've seen characters go up there to lift weights and stuff. So they could have just, you know, set something up in the corner of that set. Take away the boxing ring. Alright guys, but yeah, that pretty much sums up GH in a nutshell. There's not much else to it. Everything was really focused on the Ice Princess storyline this week. I didn't hate it. I actually was really entertained by it, and I'm looking forward to whatever happens next week, especially knowing that Emma Samms and Jane Elliott are on their way back this week, sorry. I'm excited. But yeah, what do you guys think? Did you guys enjoy the show too? Nathan, you said Sam's not allowed to do anything dangerous, remember? She has to stay back and help Cody. That's no danger for that. Well, I mean, honestly, like, if they're not gonna make Sam do dangerous things anymore, then at least let her use her knowledge of danger to help this guy out. You know, like, give her something to do. Let him be honest. They were in a weight room that looked about right. I think this week was a slight rewrite on what they want to do with the cartel story. Crystal, you enjoyed it. Angel, you said Sam is so vanilla right now. Yeah, just a smidge, isn't she? I miss old Sam. I miss old Sam, you guys. She got shot and died. I wouldn't even care anymore. Oh my goodness. Man. Yeah, it's hard. Like, I don't know if they'll ever salvage the character. They've made her so unnecessary, which is sad because I used to adore Sam, you know? I was such a huge Sam fan. I was more a Sam fan than a J-Sam fan, to be honest. I liked Sam with Lucky. I liked the story arc that she had where she grew as a person, and then I loved the relationships that she built with her sisters once they aged them. Yeah. And then somewhere along the line, Sam fell off, personality-wise. She lost the fire. They ruined Sam. Watch some old GH from August 2011. The early 2010s was an okay time for J-Sam. Not the best of times, but an okay time. Especially compared to now. Sam had a great couple pairment. Kelly Monaco managed to have chemistry with everyone she worked with, in my opinion. Like, I don't know. I feel like she's just lost the drive to, like, do anything more than phone it in. Which is fair, you know. Some people, you know, when they're in the game for a long time, it just becomes more of a job than, like, a passion for them. And maybe that's the case for Kelly. All right, rest up, Ruth. All right, y'all, but I think... Oh, J-Sam, Lou-Sam, every character Michael Easton has played but Finn. Yeah, Finn was a bit of a dud, wasn't he? But yeah, I think we'll end the live stream here, you guys. I will be live streaming this Wednesday, just so you guys know. I don't know if we're going to react to an old clip or if we're just going to discuss, you know, midweek what's been going on the show. Because the show is very exciting right now. It's a very rare situation where I don't want to look back at when things were better. You know what I mean? So, you know, maybe this Wednesday, as long as the storyline is still firing on all cylinders, we'll talk about it. We'll react to the week that is thus far. Dante and Sam are boring. But they could be interesting with better writing. If Sam was just, you know, as spunky of a character, I think that Dante would have a hard time keeping up with her. But they've lost the spunk for Sam. But yeah, anyway, guys, I'm going to end it here. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this live stream, give it a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to, and I will catch you guys this Wednesday. Peace out. Mwah.